Thanks for the support as a channel member, Peter Waleshko. I mean, yeah, we've had a cracking start to the season. I did say, I said to you, if you back me with money, I will deliver a promotion, and we are looking good at the moment. Hello and welcome to part 41 of Holiday Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we're doing some B bashing again. We're back to being the B bashers. We've got 3 B teams to play. I'm only going to show you 2 of them because Almeria are rubbish. But we'll show you us hopefully beating the 2 that are quite good. Mallorca, one of our fellow holiday destinations, and Villarreal, one of our long-term rivals. Since you were last with me, everything was going really rather well. We were unbeaten up until the last match against Murcia. Murcia were bottom of the league and hadn't won a game all season. We were top of the league and hadn't lost a game all season. Without looking at the screen, anyone who's played Football Manager before knows what happened. I think it was an 89th minute penalty that caused us to lose that game. But that aside, we've been pretty good. We absolutely spanked Espanyol. The game against Cartagena was very similar to the game against Barcelona B. They were top of the league at the time. We went 2-0 down and looked shell-shocked, but then clawed our way back into the game. And Gorka Pascual has been a phenomenon. He's now our first choice striker, 7 goals from 7 games and a 7.77 average. The boy... We should change his number to number 7. 2 and 5 adds up to 7. He's just all about the 7s. But he has been great. He's the top scorer in the league. As I've been telling you all for years, when it comes to scouting a striker, the only attribute you need to look at is finishing. If they've got high finishing, nothing else matters. And that is what I've always said. I've never changed my mind on it. And I'm right. So, yep. Let's go play Mallorca. This is the team. After all that, I mean, what have I done here? I can't do that speech and then not start him, can I? I mean, to be fair, he didn't look very good in the last game. I think in his last game, hold on, we might be reversing that decision. He did a 6.4 in his last game. I actually think Paskev might be onto something. I've now lost him. We are going to play Ivan Luis today. So this is the team for the game against Mallorca. We've got Serrano in goal, a back four of Zafra, Joffrey, Galdino and Jimenez. Alex Boxall at the base of the midfield with Koulibaly and Rabiot ahead of him. Martinez Perez on the left. Sandoval on the right, who has also been very good since arriving. He definitely deserves a mention as well. A very adequate replacement for Fakal. And then Ivan Luis, only his 2nd start of the season. It's his 4th start of the season. His 4th start of the season. I mean, he's not exactly been goal shy. 3 starts so far and has got 5 goals and is averaging a 7.39 in his own right. We are getting closer and closer to our 2 strikers, forcing us into playing a 2-striker system. In fact, when we are chasing goals, we often go to a 4-2-4. So we might be drifting towards a 4-2-4. I'm just terrified of not playing with a DM. But part of me thinks we're good enough this year to maybe not need one. And we might benefit from having that extra goal threat on the pitch. But when we have games like that one that we've just lost that we shouldn't have done, we probably didn't need a 5-man midfield against a team that hadn't won all season. But we might well have benefited from having an extra striker up there to capitalise on chances. So maybe we're going a little bit too scaredy cat-ish. And, I mean, you never know. One of the things that's really holding me back from going to a 2 up top is we don't really have a 3rd striker. So if we switch our system and get a system that works really, really well, that involves our 2 strikers playing well together, if one of them gets tired, gets a knock, needs to be substituted, then we're going to have to change the system. And I don't want to be constantly changing the system because I'm no button clicking pervert. Ivan Luis has just scored, though, repaying my faith that I showed by starting him ahead of the top scorer in the league. That's his 6th goal of the season, and we're 1-0 up inside the first 80 seconds against a pretty decent Mallorca team who started the match just a couple of places below us in the league. Zafra with the in-swinger looking for Joffrey. Still less than 3 minutes on the clock, and we were very close to going 2-0 up there. We are pretty good. We're a pretty good team. And and Serrano, by the way, Serrano has made, if you want to see the difference between a rubbish goalkeeper that we've always had before and a decent goalkeeper, go and watch the lollujo 2 video that came out this morning. You'll see that Serrano is actually quite good at doing goalkeeping things, it's a real novelty and possibly is another indicator that we don't necessarily need a holding midfielder anymore. Maybe the fact we've got a proper goalkeeper focusing on being a goalkeeper. We're not messing around with sweeper keepers anymore. So we've got a proper goalkeeper playing just as a proper goalkeeper. Maybe that's enough to be able to sacrifice one of the central midfielders and give ourselves that little bit more going forward, especially because the higher up these leagues we go, the more we seem to be coming up against these flat back sixes, flat back sevens. We're facing a back six today, and we're going against a back six with a front three. And those numbers don't quite add up. It feels a little bit too defensive for my tastes, but every now and again I get close to switching the system and then we go and do something dumb and give away a goal like we're probably about to here. I mean, to be fair, that wouldn't have been dumb. Was that a save from Serrano? I think that's hit the post, actually. But Serrano had it covered. He's a very, very good goalkeeper. He's going to be a top level goalkeeper. Still only 18 years old. It would be nice to be in a position to sign him permanently. I doubt we ever will be. Cross comes in for Alex Boxall. He's hit the inside of the post and it bounces back across goal and unfortunately doesn't end up getting a home shirt on the end of it. But we're between Rabiot and Zafra, the two homegrown boys, have wrestled back control of the ball there in the left back position. Ball forward, looking for Ivan Luis. He heads it out to Sandoval, who's looking to turn and get things moving towards goal. I think we've got to avoid this lumping the ball forward to Ivan Luis. It really isn't his strength. That's why Pascual has slotted in as well as he has, because it suits him playing that kind of role, which again is why they would be quite good playing next to each other. Can we get the ball down on the floor, please, gentlemen? No, not yet. I was talking to my players. Oh, for goodness sake. Cross comes in and it's 1-1. We don't want to be dropping into iffy form. Iffy form would be a disaster. Let's have a look at it. I mean, it was so much bouncing around in the air and then eventually one team gets it down on the floor. And like I say, they're a decent team. Before that goal went in, we had briefly gone top of the league as well, which makes it sting all the more. Right, we're going to take off Rabiot, bring on Russ Eddy to play in that Mazzala role. Sandoval having a rare, poor game, which actually makes me think, do we try a diamond? Who have we got to play as the attacking midfielder if we do a diamond? Because that's the thing. We don't really have... I mean, Martinez Perez would be the obvious one, but we've never trained him to do it. We don't have Cucurella or Isra anymore, who would have been the guys who could have gone in there. Ivan Luis can do it, but then we're short a striker. Plus Rabiot. Okay, with Rabiot needing to come off as well, I think we kind of need Rabiot if we're going to go to a diamond. Maybe we don't throw the diamond out there today, but what we might do... I'm still toying with the idea of doing it. What to do? I am going to... Right, we're going to bring him on for him and put him up front. And then we can worry about the rest of it in a minute. Where do we go from here? Let's assemble this into a football team. So he can go forward and play as a ball-winning midfielder alongside Koulibaly. Right, that is a football formation at the moment. So now Sandoval can come off and Fred Stiebling can come on. Okay, this is still working. And now Martinez Perez can come off and Russ Eddy can come on the left wing. It all works beautifully. We're going to do that. And if it doesn't work, Russ Eddy can go into central midfield and Fred can go up front and we can go to a 4-3-3. That was Sandoval with a final touch trying to play the ball through to Ivan Luis. It doesn't make it through, unfortunately, but Serrano lumping it forward, trying to... That's why we need Gorka on, because he's going to be up there winning those headers when the ball is just aimlessly whacked forward, which we do seem to kind of resort to quite a lot. That time, Ivan Luis does actually win the header, and Boxall plays it through to Sandoval, who's going to get an assist with his final touch, isn't he? Rabiot with the header. Can't keep it down, and now the changes are all going to go through. So we move to the 4-2-4, which we've used a lot this season. Zafra with the in-swinger, looking for Boxall, who can't get a proper connection on it. Galdino plays it back out to Zafra, who shoots from range. Javier Zafra, he's one of our own. That boy's a left back. What a goal from Zafra to put us back ahead in this game. I mean... I'm claiming the tactical genius. Going to the 4-2-4 allowed us to do this set piece and then have Zafra do a moment of brilliance from left back. It was all because of the tactical changes. Having Russ Eddy in front of him inspired him to do a wonder goal. There is Russ Eddy, plays it back to Zafra, and now Koulibaly. I'd kind of like to go to something a bit more defensive again now, but Zafra's got other ideas, plays it into Pascal, and he can't get a proper contact on his header. Oh, that would have been the change in the formation. We're top of the league as it stands right now, boys and girls, which is a lovely thing to see. Alex Boxall is shattered. One of my first changes in midfield now is Dan Grocott. I'm really enjoying his work, so he comes in to play in central midfield, and Galdino is tired, so Ivan Such is a pretty nice option to be able to bring on with 10 minutes to go as we look to shore up a game. Come on, boys, just hold on from here. We are getting closer and closer to switching to a two-striker system permanently. I don't think I'm going to do it this episode, but don't be surprised if by the next episode we have figured out how to play both of our strikers at the same time, because they're both so good. The thing is, our strikers are both great, but our wingers are also great, and our central midfielders are pretty good too. I believe it might be a cliche, but I think it's a nice problem to have. See, this is the problem when we play the 4-2-4. Having taken that man out of midfield and not having that protection in front of the back four, we just get caught out a little bit too much. Maybe if we're not going to play a holding midfielder, we have to tell our fullbacks not to bomb on as much as they do, because Zafra is on an attack instruction, I think. And although he wins the initial header, the guy gets around him so easily because his default position is a little bit further forward, and then there's just nobody there to cover. And I don't know that we can see that goal if Alex Boxall is sat there in front of the back four. But then do we score? Oh, we need 12 players. If we could just get 12 players, I reckon we could put together a really, really good team. Right, we're going to play Almeria off camera, and then we'll be back for Villarreal, one of our local rivals, in a moment. All right, I tried to do the 4-2-4 from the start. It didn't work. Almeria in the relegation zone, just like Murcia, and we lost. So not only did we lose, but because we had Ivan Luis and Pascal both on the pitch from the start, when we were losing, as we were heading towards the end of the game, we didn't have an attacking option to bring on and change the game up. So not only did it didn't work and felt like it took away some of the options that we had. And the 6 away fans that, in fact, it wasn't 6. It was, sorry, the 11 away fans who travelled from Almeria left very, very pleased as a result. So we're going back to the 4-3-3 for the Villarreal game. Serrano in goal, a back four of Joffrey, Galdino, Ivan and Carrington. Alex Boxall at the base of the midfield. Koulibaly and Rabiot ahead of him. Martinez Perez on the left. Sandoval on the right. Pascal up front. And after 3 games without a win, we would, believe it or not, quite like a win. We've had a couple of moments, even in the previous game, where we kind of flirted with being top of the league very briefly. And because of the rotten form that we've suddenly hit, it feels like that was a long time ago and not likely to happen again anytime soon. And obviously in a league where there's only one automatic promotion spot, and with me not being very good at playoffs, it is kind of important that we stay in the title race, at least for as long as possible. At least so if we do have to do the playoffs, we can go into them in good form. And Alex Boxall has missed a one-on-one in central midfield there, and it's given Villarreal the chance to break. But who is that? Who got across? Galdino, I think, gets across there and makes the cover and allows Serrano to pick up the resulting loose ball. It's Sandoval now with a free kick, looking for Ivan. Can't find him, and Koulibaly plays it back out to Ivan. He's the last man we want out in the wide areas looking to hit across, but he's back with him for a third time. Carrington plays it forward, looking for Pascal, who hits the crossbar. Oh, it's offside anyway, I think, but that was a bit more like it. Nice and direct. That's what we want. We're not good enough to faff around with the ball. That's why we never have much possession. We just need to get the ball and get it up to our centre forward as quickly as possible. I think I panicked a little bit too much when Gorka Pascal had one game where he didn't score. I talked about him so positively at the start of the episode, and since then he's not played up front on his own until now. And Ivan Such has just scored a weird goal. We need to have a look at this from the replay. It looks like nobody was aware this was happening. Rabiot with the free kick, and Ivan just kind of heads it, loops it up over the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, it's like he's not aware the free kick has been taken, and I don't care how they go in, it's gone in, we're 1-0 up, and all of a sudden, as it stands, only 3 points off the top of the league again and back up into a playoff position. So we will absolutely take it. Pascal's been clattered there, but it's not been given, and they've got him behind our defenders, and it's an immediate reply. And I think we need to look at the foul on Gorka Pascal in the centre circle there in the lead up to that goal, because get VAR out there. Why are we not getting a free kick for that? And it gets them in behind. Ivan has been beaten far too easily there. They get in behind us, and Serrano not able to keep the ball out. And we're back to 1-1. We've been decent. I mean, we've created chances, but we are, I mean, if at the start of this episode, I would say, yeah, I'll take a 1-1 draw away against Villarreal, because I didn't anticipate going into it off the back of 3 games without a win. We'd been in such good form, had that one freak result against Murcia, but other than that, we'd been looking very, very good. Now, all of a sudden, we face the prospect of ending the episode 4 games without a win and not really sure what my best system is and what my best striker is. And that is... what a weird 20 minutes it's been, boys and girls. Of course, that can all be turned on its head again if we can just grab a winner here, now, from somebody, somehow. Carrington got all the time in the world to pick his spot. Instead, just runs it to Koulibaly, and now Boxall plays it out to Sandoval. It comes back to Koulibaly again in midfield, who slots Sandoval in behind. Gorka's available in the middle, and there he is with his 9th goal of the season. He runs away, cupping his ears. Look at me. Look at me. I am the best football. I mean, this is the look at me. I am the best football boy. What a goal. I love that, man. I tell you, finishing is all you need. Sandoval playing it into Pascal, 2-1. Now let's just not immediately let them back into the game, please and thank you. It is Villarreal with the throw. There's still probably half an hour or so in this game left to go. We are by no means home and dry. And they've got in behind Ivan Such again. It's a fantastic finish. There is no stopping that from Serrano. But I have to question Ivan's positioning there. It's like Ivan Such. This is right. There's Ivan Such. He kind of steps up and lets the guy in behind him. I mean, look how... good job we're not playing the offside trap. Have these defenders ever played together before? We've got 2 guys on our right back. Our centre-back, our right centre-back has come into the middle and stepped up. The left centre-back's playing him on side. Oh... that's not how you're supposed to defend. It's a lovely finish, but he never should have. He's had a free shot, a free volley in the penalty area. There's no one there closing him down, trying to challenge him. He's hit it first time. He doesn't have to. He could have taken his time with that. Right. Dan Grocot's coming on in midfield. He can be the answer to all of our problems. And we're not going to make any more changes. We're just going to do 2 changes. What was that back line doing? We need a defense. We've got the best defensive coaching in the league as well. I mean, hold on. We're going back. We're going back 10 seconds. Because I need to understand it. What's that? What on earth? And then, what do you know? They're getting behind us again. My goodness me. Right. We've not got... neither of them are on cover, are they? No, they're just centre-backs on defend. They should be standing next to each other. Right, Pascal's shattered, so Ivan Luis can come on. Alex Boxall is tired. So Al Star can come on at the base of the midfield. And then we're also going to take off... we're going to take off Ezra Carrington. Get some energy in at right back as well. We're going to offer a little bit of encouragement. 2-2 against Villarreal away from home in isolation is a good result. We'd obviously like to go and grab a winner though. And Ivan Luis has come on. he's fresh and he's in reasonably good goal scoring form. Rabiot's got in behind here, plays it back to Martinez Perez. Terrible cross from him, but Sandoval picks it up, goes round his man, and very fortuitously, Ivan Luis has scored. I don't even know how that's got in. I don't fully understand. I thought I'd taken Rabiot off. I don't know how him and Luis were on the pitch at the same time. Did I take someone else off instead? Terrible pass from Martinez Perez. Sandoval makes it good though, and then Ivan Luis is just in the right place at the right time to make it 3-2. He didn't know very much about it. It's just hit him in the face. It's the first header he's ever scored in his life. But we are now 3-2 up. Rabiot nods it down to Ivan Luis. I like the fact that when Ivan Luis is on, Rabiot takes it upon himself to go and be the target man alongside him. He's playing as the Mezzala throughout, but he doesn't get into that position when it's Pascal up there. As soon as it's Ivan Luis, he's up there being the target man and winning the headers. It's just good leadership from him. And, yeah. I mean, offside? No. Do I want to examine my defensive line on this one, or is it just going to make me sad? I mean, oh, they get further away. Good. Good, good, good. What's Ivan Such doing there? These three, perfectly in line. Why is he there? Oh, football manager. And I don't know what I can do about that, because I'm telling them to play in a line. I've got the best defensive coaching in the league. There's no option to just scream at them to... I mean, do I have to tell them to play an offside? I mean, now it's... I wish I'd never... Now it's Galdino. I wish I'd never paid attention to it. Our centre-backs are just all over the place all the time. Has this always been the way? Zafra now giving the ball away very, very cheaply. And for once, we've got a centre-back who's actually getting across, making a covering tackle. And it remains 3-3. And, I mean, I feel like we're getting away with one by picking up the point here. It is 4 games without a win. But our defending is just so sloppy. Ivan Luis nods it down to Martinez Perez. Dare we grab a winner? Plays it forward to Ivan Luis. I mean, it was very ambitious. If he scores from there, he gets a knighthood. He doesn't. It ends 3-3. Like I say, in isolation, it's a good result. Looking at the form we're in, it's a little bit alarming, but we've got a little bit of time now to hopefully turn things around before we come back for the next episode, probably somewhere towards the end of December, as we look ahead to the January transfer window. Not that we can do any business in January, but January's lovely, isn't it? New Year and all that. If you enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.